backs. But we know that then, around 67 AD, he was arrested by Nero, emperor, trying to eliminate Christianity. He brings Peter and Paul. He thinks, if we're going to stop this Christianity, let's get the two chief backs. We can kill them, catch them, kill them, the rest will run like chickens. They arrested him and they brought him to this prison. This is the Mammertine prison. It was a cistern under the ground. The only way in and out was through a hole in the top. Once you knew you were dropped down into that hole, you knew you were dead. There was no recovering from being in the Sistine Chapel. Julius Caesar got rid of his enemies by putting him in this Mammertine prison. Peter and Paul were dropped into that prison. Do you think that it was the janitors went in there every week or so and cleaned that place out? Peter and Paul were sleeping and living on hundreds of years of urine and excrement, being thrown scraps of food, fighting over it with other prisoners, with little mice and rats nipping at them at night. This is the way Peter and Paul ended their life. There was a spring of water that popped up in there, and they started baptizing everyone. Paul wrote 2 Timothy from this prison. Now, it's very fashionable today for people to say, theologians to say that Paul never really wrote 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus. But it was written by the Pauline school down the road a ways in the next century or so. And I say that's nonsense. The early Christians knew who wrote those epistles. Everybody knew who wrote them for 2,000 years until we got some of these great scholars at these universities that now say, well, Paul didn't really write this, Paul didn't write this. Anyway, it's a bunch of nonsense. Paul wrote it, and he wrote it while he was in prison here. He says, to Timothy, bring me my cloak, bring me the scrolls. I'm in need of them. And Timothy came to him here, and Luke was with him taking care of him. And Paul was taken out of this prison one misty morning, taken out to Via Ostia, and we're going to go there tomorrow to the place where he is beheaded. It's called Tre Fontane. So after being here for who knows how long, they took him out. They can't kill somebody in their city of Rome, nor can they bury somebody. Roman laws, you have to kill them outside. Peter was taken to the Vatican, which is on the other side of the river, outside of Rome, and he was killed and buried there. They took Paul out to Via Ostia, and they beheaded him. Tomorrow morning, I'll tell you more of that story when we're at Tre Fontane. 3 fountains in Italy, in Italian, because it means that his head bounced and rolled down the hill 3 times. And each time a fountain of water shot up, and you can still see 3 altars inside that church, and you can still hear the water gurgling under there today. So this is the place where Paul wrote 2 Timothy. It was his will and testament to his son in the faith. Timothy converted because he saw Paul's miracles in Lystra, and he believed. He was from a Jewish mother and a Greek father. He believed and followed Paul the rest of his life, and Timothy ended up coming here and seeing Paul the last days. So I just wanted to point this out because this is a St. Paul cruise. We're going to really follow the life of St. Paul, and we're in a sense the first day we're beginning at the end of his life here, where he's in prison right before he's killed. So tomorrow we're going to see the place where he was executed, Tre Fontane, and we're going to go to the Church of St. Paul outside the wall where his bones are today. So I just wanted to give you a little context as long as we're passing through.